We've all heard this one. My grandpa smoked every day, ate bacon cooked in lard, never exercised, and he still lived to be 100. It's a comforting thought, isn't it? A story we tell to give ourselves a little breathing room, to convince ourselves that maybe, just maybe, our daily habits don't matter as much as the experts say they do. That we might have those good genes that let us get away with it. But as a doctor on the front lines of what I can only call a chronic disease epidemic, I'm here to tell you a hard truth. That story, for us, right now, is a dangerous fantasy. It's a myth based on a world that no longer exists. Today, we're going to explore exactly why their lifestyle would be an absolute disaster for your health. And more importantly, what you can do to actually build a long, vibrant life in the 21st century. This isn't about fear. It's about understanding the new rules of the game. Your grandpa lived in a completely different world. Trying to copy his lifestyle today is like trying to survive a video game that suddenly got 100 new enemies and 10 hidden traps. What worked for him does not work in 2025. And believing it'll work today, well, that's a fast track to getting sick. So what's really going on? How did our grandparents smoke, fry everything in lard, and still outlive us, while our generation faces exploding rates of diabetes, heart disease, and autoimmune conditions? Today, I'm going to show you why their habits didn't break them, and why the exact same habits are destroying people today. This isn't fear. This is clarity, so you can live longer and healthier. The first thing I hear from patients is, it must be genetics, right? My grandpa just won the genetic lottery. And to be fair, genetics do play a role, but maybe not as much as you think. While some studies have estimated heritability for lifespan at about 25%, others suggest it may be well below 10%, especially when you account for shared family habits. But here's the most critical piece of the puzzle. Genes are not your destiny, not even close. In fact, a recent large-scale study published in BMJ Evidence-Based Medicine found that a healthy lifestyle could offset the genetic risk of a shorter life by over 60%, potentially adding more than 5 years to your life. What does that tell us? It tells us that your daily habits and your environment are overwhelmingly the most powerful drivers of your health and longevity. The real issue isn't that your grandparents' habits were secretly healthy. They weren't. Smoking has always been damaging, but the world they lived in was fundamentally different. Their bodies were operating with a much lower toxic load. They were playing a different sport on a much cleaner field. Think of your body's capability of handling stress and toxins as a bucket. In our grandparents' time, that bucket was being filled by a slow drip. Maybe smoking, some alcohol, the occasional stressor. But today, our buckets are being flooded by a fire hose. It's a torrent of inputs that they never had to deal with. And when you layer their old habits, like smoking or a poor diet, on top of our modern onslaught, that bucket overflows almost instantly. The result isn't longevity, it's chronic illness. Genes are like the blueprint, but your daily habits are the construction crew. Even the best blueprint can't save a house built with bad materials. Studies show your genes might control 10 to 25% of how long you live, but your lifestyle controls the other 75 to 90%. But here's the biggest reason Grandpa survived his bad habits. Imagine your body has a bucket. Everything stressful or toxic that you're exposed to goes into that bucket. Chemicals, pollution, junk food, stress, lack of sleep, plastics, pesticides, sugar, even smoking. Now, listen, your grandpa's bucket was getting filled with a tiny drip. His world was cleaner. His food was simple. Stress was short-lived. He had space in his bucket. Our bucket today is being blasted with a fire hose. Even if you try to be healthy, you're dealing with processed food, pesticides, fake flavors, chemicals that are found in shampoos, lotions, makeup, plastics found in your water, non-stop stress, sitting all day, polluted air, EMFs, and artificial light. So if you add smoking or junk food on top of that, your bucket overflows immediately. Grandpa wasn't a superhero. He just lived in a cleaner world. We don't. So why did their meals help them while ours hurt us? Your grandparents' food was completely different. Let's start with the most intimate part of our environment, our food. When you picture your grandparents eating bacon and eggs, you imagine a simple, hearty meal. But the bacon of 1950 is not the bacon of today. The eggs aren't the same. And most importantly, the rest of the food on their plate was entirely different. The single greatest change is the hostile takeover of our diet by ultra-processed foods. In countries like the US and UK, these now account for a staggering 57 to 60% of all calories consumed. These aren't just lightly processed things like canned beans. They are scientifically engineered food-like products designed in a lab to be hyper-palatable and addictive, with an almost infinite shelf life. They are packed with added sugars, industrial seed oils, and refined carbs, ingredients that were consumed in tiny amounts, if at all, by previous generations. These substances are profoundly inflammatory. When you eat them, your body launches a low-grade immune response, just as it would to an infection. Do this meal after meal, day after day, and you create a state of chronic inflammation, a smoldering fire inside your body that never goes out. This inflammation is a key driver of nearly every chronic disease we fear: heart disease, type 2 diabetes, dementia, and even certain cancers. But the assault doesn't stop there. The quality of our food has plummeted because of modern agriculture practices focused on yield over nutrition. The fruits and vegetables that we eat today are less nutritious than they were decades ago. Multiple studies have documented declines in essential vitamins and minerals. For example, one review noted that between 1940 and 2019, iron in certain vegetables may have dropped by as much as 50%, with magnesium falling by 10%. Another limited analysis from the UK suggested that some vegetables lost a significant amount of their calcium over just a few decades. Your grandmother's tomato was packed with micronutrients from rich soil. Today's is often a pale imitation grown for size and transportability. Then there's the invisible burden of pesticides. To get those high yields, modern agriculture relies on a cocktail of chemical herbicides and fungicides. These don't just wash off. They are absorbed into the plant and can accumulate in our bodies. These chemicals can act like endocrine disruptors, interfering with our delicate hormonal systems, and are being investigated for links to everything from reproductive issues to metabolic disorders like diabetes and obesity. So when your grandfather ate, he was eating nutrient-dense food from a cleaner environment. When we eat, even when we try to eat healthy, we are often consuming nutrient-depleted foods with a chemical burden he never knew. Here's a simple analogy. Their food equaled ingredients that you could pronounce. Our food equals a science project. Back then, apples tasted like apples. Bacon had 3 ingredients. Eggs came from chickens that actually lived outside. Vegetables had real vitamins. Sugar was a treat, not a daily habit. Today, 60% of our diet is ultra-processed food. Chemicals are added to create fake flavors. Seed oils inflame the body. Sugar is hidden in almost everything. Fruits and veggies have fewer minerals because the soil is worn out. Pesticides stick to food like glue. Your grandpa's tomato had more nutrition than most supermarket tomatoes today. Their world fed their body. Our world inflames it. Our grandparents lived in a world that was physically demanding. Your grandparents moved constantly. Their lives had built-in movement. They walked to the store. They did manual labor. They didn't have to go to the gym because activity was woven into the fabric of their day. Our world, by contrast, is defined by its absence of movement. We have engineered physical activity out of our lives. We drive everywhere. We sit at desks for hours. We come home and sit on the couch. This sedentary existence is a profound shock to a body that evolved for near constant motion. It cripples our metabolism, weakens our muscles and bones, and contributes directly to insulin resistance. And then there's the flood of man-made chemicals. Since the mid-20th century, tens of thousands of new chemicals have been introduced into our world. They are in our plastics, cosmetics, cleaning products, and furniture. Chemicals like phthalates, BPA, and PFAS, so-called forever chemicals, are everywhere. These compounds are potent endocrine disrupting chemicals, or EDCs, meaning that they mimic or block our natural hormones, creating chaos at a cellular level. They have been linked to a terrifying list of modern health problems, including cancers, infertility, immune dysfunction, and metabolic disease. Again, it's the cocktail effect that's so dangerous. Your grandfather might have been exposed to 1 or 2 of these in isolation. We are swimming in a chemical soup. Our detoxification systems are simply overwhelmed. Your grandpa didn't drink water from plastic bottles. He didn't microwave plastic containers. He didn't use 14 different products before leaving the house. His bucket had room. Ours is overflowing before breakfast. And the world around them? Cleaner, simpler, fewer chemicals. Why did their stress stop while ours never does? Your grandparents dealt with stress in short bursts. A bad harvest, money issues, arguments, occasional emergencies. But when the problem was over, their bodies calmed down. Now, let's consider the invisible environment of electromagnetic fields, or EMFs. Our grandparents' world was electromagnetically quiet. Ours is a cacophony of signals from Wi-Fi, cell towers, and Bluetooth devices. While the science on the direct health impacts in humans is still developing and is often debated, it represents another layer of novel, chronic stress that our bodies have never before had to adapt to. It's one more stream flooding our collective bucket. It's like your brain never gets to shut the door and rest. Chronic stress breaks your body the same way water breaks down rock. Slowly, constantly, silently. Grandpa had an off switch. We don't. Here are 5 simple habits to survive the modern world. After hearing all of this, it's easy to feel like the deck is stacked against us. But I want to shift gears because that's not the whole story. We can't live like our grandparents did. The world's changed. But here's the good news. We now know what the body needs to thrive in this new environment. So how do we do that? It comes down to what I like to call the 5 pillars of modern longevity. Pillar number 1, eat real food. If your great grandma wouldn't recognize it, don't eat it. Real fruits, real veggies, clean proteins, healthy fats, Skip the foods with long ingredient lists that sound like a chemistry set. This is the single most powerful lever that you can pull to fight inflammation. Read ingredient lists. If it comes to a crinkly bag with 20 ingredients that you can't pronounce, it's not real food. And whatever you can, choose organic to reduce your pesticide load. Pillar number 2, move your body daily. Move your body. You don't have to become a marathon runner, but you must consciously counteract your sedentary lifestyle. Find movement that you enjoy. Not workouts, movement. Walk 7,000 to 10,000 steps daily. Lift something heavy. Use your legs. They're your brain's best friend. Pillar number 3, sleep like it's medicine. Prioritize sleep. Sleep is not a luxury. It's a non-negotiable biological necessity. Sleep is when your body repairs everything. Your brain detoxifies your cells, clears out waste, and your hormones reset while you sleep. Poor sleep is a direct accelerant for inflammation and chronic disease. Aim for 7 to 9 hours of quality sleep per night in a cool, dark, quiet room. Pillar number 4, fight stress on purpose. You see, stress won't disappear. You can't eliminate stress, but you can change your response to it. You have to build intentional practices into your day that signal safety to your nervous system. You can calm your system, breathing, meditation, nature walks, prayer, journaling, phone-free time, sunlight. Your nervous system needs peace to heal. Pillar number 5, build real connections. This might sound soft, but the data is overwhelming. Social connection is profoundly protective. In fact, the U.S. Surgeon General has stated that the health risk of loneliness and isolation are as deadly as smoking up to 15 cigarettes a day. Nurture your relationships. Spend face-to-face time with people who lift you up. Find a way to contribute to something larger than yourself. The story of the grandparent who smoked and lived to 100 is just that, a story. It's an anecdote from a bygone era, an outlier from a world with a different set of rules. Their cheat codes have expired. Trying to apply their lifestyle to our modern, high-stress, high-toxic, nutrient-poor environment is a recipe for disaster. But this isn't a reason for despair. It's a call to action. We have the incredible privilege of understanding our bodies and our world in ways that they never could. We know what it takes. We can't live like them, but we have the knowledge and tools to live even better. By embracing these pillars, by eating real food, moving our bodies, sleeping deeply, managing stress, and connecting with others, we can build a level of vitality fit for the challenges of the 21st century. If this resonated with you and you want to learn more about taking control of your health with real evidence-based strategies, please subscribe to the channel. Your grandparents didn't beat the odds with magic genes. They lived in a world with cleaner food, cleaner air, fewer chemicals, less stress, more movement, more community, more nature. We don't get that world, but we do get something powerful: knowledge, tools, a blueprint for real health. We can't live like them, but we can live even better. And tag the person in your life who still says, well, my grandpa smoked and lived to 100. They need this video. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you learned something new today. If you want to dive deeper, just click right here for the next video. And if this helped you, I'd love to have you hit the subscribe button and give it a like so more people can find it too.